And good morning and welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is KASS. It is a wonderful day to be here. We are discussing matters to do with political happenings. To join me in that discussion is Pan-African Forum Chairman, Dr. David Matsanga. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, all of you across the continent of Africa, those watching us. This is KASS Television internationally in Europe and in America. Good morning. Those sleeping, maybe good night. In America, I don't know, but thank you very much for hosting me. Today, 9th of March, 2022, the year of our Lord, the year of the handshake, the day of the handshake in Kenya, the first handshake that has made Africa look at handshake. Good morning. Thank you. I'm Dr. Matsanga.
Indeed, it is the handshake anniversary, yeah?
Yes.
Much to be said about that. But
yes.
First things first, we've got a visitor who I can see you're wearing colors from that country.
Yes, this is my great friend, His Excellency Emerson Dibiso Mnangagwa. For the last 26 years, we have been friends. And we have been friends. I didn't know that one day he would become the president of Republic of Zimbabwe. He's in this country. And I always, as you know, as a Pan-African, I celebrate. I have all scarves, including the Kenyan scarf. All of them, they are kept here. And I don't think you have a scarf in your office like me. So I have all scarves. I have all the flags, everything of Egypt, everything, whenever the president comes here, I take. I've visited almost every African country to make in search for a better Africa, a better understanding, a better Pan-Africanism. Zimbabwe, as you know, is on sanctions. It has been put on sanctions by Americans, which are obnoxious. From the year 2002, Zimbabwe has been under the spell of the American sanctions. They have destroyed the country. They have destroyed the economy. We have called upon the sanctions, have struggled with Tony Blair and the rest of these guys. We have struggled in Europe. We removed the European sanctions, some of them, and they have left some of them, the companies that would be bringing money. They don't want Zimbabwe to sell its gold, diamonds. It is a sad day for the people of America. And when I see sanctions being put on somebody in Africa, I don't.
There are other things we are grappling with ourselves.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
That's his nickname, yes.
He's a very good man, a soft-spoken, like a cotton wool.
How did he get that name, though?
Yeah, because for him, he doesn't speak much. It's a hard work. By the way, he has improved somehow they improved the economy of Zimbabwe. He has upgraded the standards of living. He's put back the infrastructure. He's also like Uhuru Kenyatta in terms of legacy. And he has actually improved the relationship between the people. And perhaps, how do you know? There might be another peace handshake here. And my handshake redemption strategy. My redemption strategy has been going all over Africa. You saw in Tanzania. Tanzania now, all the opposition leaders in Tanzania have returned. They have gone home. I was preaching handshake for them. A redemption strategy, healing, reconciliation, accountability, truth-telling, restitution, reparations. Healing process.
I hear you.
Redemption strategy.
Who knows?
Yes.
Speaking of the Kenyan issues, right now we are talking about the trending topic is the border menace. I just want to get your thoughts on that, even as the president ordered a crackdown yesterday on rogue borders, asking, that they begin to get back into the true following of the rules and regulations that were set before. What are your thoughts about borders? I know you come from a country with many borders. You've been in East Africa. You have seen how borders have also, helped our economy. Young men have gotten jobs because of the border industry. For a large part, it has taken, it has enabled to put some food on the table of a lot of families, and yet there has been a problem in as far as the regulations are concerned. Your thoughts about that?
First of all, the concept of border politics is strange. Border, as you know, started in Uganda, and we are the first people to introduce border. We are the border menace in Uganda. At the beginning, it was not good. It was killing. People were being drive-by shooting. They were killing people. But President Museveni has reorganized the border structure, industry, and a sector that they have special number plates, special circles, clubs where you say, this is my circle, where I belong. So you have an identified number. So if that one with your badge and your number and reflects back to the central police station or to the central command center, they will know where you are, which motorcycle. What has happened in Kenya, because border started from Uganda, then in Uganda it is operating very smoothly. It is one of the means that it takes people quickly in a congested city like Kampala. Yes, it was also misused a bit, but the president and the government of Uganda has put their feet down, and today the border is working effectively. What you need to do in Kenya is generally, we have a very bad mindset, and let's agree. In Zimbabwe, where Mnangagwa comes from, people respect traffic lights. When it is red, it is red. In Kenya, people don't respect traffic lights. Tuambiane ukweli, jameni. Time has come. If I were Minister of Transport and the man issued driving licenses, I would cancel yours first. Include you who is in the studio. Cancel it, and I take you back to school to learn how to drive. It is easier in Kenya. It is easier in Kenya to die quickly on the road because of the careless driving. Drivers who have just sat at home and their driving licenses were brought. Corruption has gone into the driving industry that you can see now. If we want to correct this driving industry to become a viable sector, let's connect it to insurance, driving permit, and the motor worth, how the road worth of a car. Worthiness of a car. Is the car worth to be on the road? Is the motorcycle worth to be on the road? If you have none of those, one of those is missing, the insurance is missing, your car should not be on the road. And yet the police stamp out their authority. If the insurance is not there, it means you are going to kill people and they run away. There will be no payment. If your driving license is fake, then how would they endorse marks which you have lost? So for me, in London, in the UK, I've lived there I still live there. It is easier to rob a bank in the United Kingdom than to get a driving license.
Well,
do you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, I better tell you today. It is easier you go and rob a bank, but not to get a driving license. You never get it. You can't get it if you have not passed all the exams, including how to park the car properly, and then they give you marks how to do oral. There are some people who get a car and the keys and go on the road. They don't know that there is a bend, there is a corner, there is a leading road, there is a signpost ahead. What does that mean? They don't know. So we have a problem here generally on the transport section. And the Minister of Transport and the Roads and the what works should come out clean, cancel all Kenyan except President Uhuru Kenyatta's license. Yes.
So you're
no, agree with me, including you. You don't know how to drive.
Daktari, This is...
Yes, be honest. I speak from Jesus' point of view.
I think if we all go...
Some people, we have to undergo fresh training, which will help.
But don't you feel, don't you feel, Daktari, that a lot has happened in terms of of our own negligence in getting us to where we have gotten? Because...
where does the negligence come from?
We've been complaining about the border for a long time.
Because of the corrupt system.
And you know, we have waited. Here's my question. We've waited until something has happened when we all saw that unfortunate video of the young lady who was being stripped by borders, and then everyone has a hue and cry about it. The government has cracked down in one day on it. The internal security minister has spoken about it. The transport ministry is reining in the borders. Yet that's been happening all this time. And many Kenyans are worried this is the same story that happens over and over again. We had a problem with illicit liquor. We went and poured changa. We poured all manner of illicit liquor, and it was good for the TV at that time. And then we just, after a while, we relaxed. Is this, how long will we be doing things like this? You know, we only react to stories, and then after a while, back to default settings.
I want to concur with you that some of these things happen because we are ourselves not very good people. We kill ourselves. We kill ourselves every day. We destroy our own rules, regulations that were put there. But time has come for people to stand up. Time has come for people to say, enough is enough. You have to stand up and purge the border sector. Not all borders are criminals, but you have to purge the sector. Create some sense of decorum within the sector. You find everybody buys a motorbike, and whoever buys a motorbike wants to carry somebody. Some of them they are thieves. They carry you, and the rich there, they take money from you. They throw you in the forest. They throw you in the bush, and they go with the money. It must be regulated, and that regulation must begin now. And I thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for doing the same by saying regulations must start working now.
But I would like you to speak to the fact that we say that, but we don't follow all the way. Like, for example, our good friends in Rwanda, who we like quoting, are forever dealing with the border menace on a daily basis. For us, what do you say about the issues of us reacting to we react to issues, we make noise about it, so we crack down for 2 days, we pull in a lot of borders, and 3 weeks from now, we'll be talking the same story, back to default.
Because we are not genuine. We have a very bad mindset, we have bad morality, we have bad ethics. And that is what BBI wanted to create today. That's what we wanted.
I can't believe you wanted the BBI there.
Oh yes! Oh yes! We drive badly because we have lost ethics. We assault women because we have lost ethics. 9 points that Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga put on table. These 9 points would have helped Kenya to clean itself. Someone called Ruto, Deputy President of Republic of Kenya, ghost worker who collects allowances and goes with allowances of $1 million across the globe when he's not working and running, pretending that he's working, came and opposed the whole BBI. It collapsed. So you blame Ruto. Whom are you blaming? You are blaming Uhuru Kenyatta, who wanted to clean ethics. And now today you're asking me a question as a Kenyan. Are you not ashamed of yourself that we lost the chance of BBI, which would have cleaned our morality?
But morality can't be cleaned by legislation. We have to have. Surely.
Let me tell you. Have you seen the group that is opposing Uhuru Kenyatta at the moment? All of them have cases in the DCI.
Some of them say it's political.
No, what is political? You steal money.
The moment you oppose, you oppose Azimio, you get a case.
Hey. Let's go slowly, my dear. What is political? Waiguru stole 10.7 million Kenya shillings, took it,
And that's an
and
allegation.
claimed he had gone.
Not convicted. She's not convicted in a court of law.
Have you ever convicted Sonko?
Sorry?
Why did you? Have you ever convicted Sonko?
But you see, see that's you're talking about what has happened with the US and Sonko.
You are now jumping.
The US,
you are now
it's
jumping.
within their rights.
You are now. Excuse me. You are jumping. I'm gonna fix you.
Yeah.
You have not. Have you convicted Sonko? America has come up and said the man involved in so many scandals. Everybody, including, in fact, that is the last time Waiguru is going to US.
But see, that's their right as a country. They can do that. They can decide who comes in, who doesn't. They
But
might say,
Kenya,
I don't even like Konese's face. You don't come in. That's the right
why
for
don't
them.
Why don't you do it in Kenya? To stop. That's what Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to stop in the Republic of Kenya by bringing BBI, which is a redemption strategy. Which
but in Kenya,
would have
you see,
healed.
what I'm trying to tell you, Daktari, in Kenya, everyone says, the moment somebody is accused, they say, you know what, but I've not been convicted. They say, you know, I've not been convicted. And you know, they're kind of right, because legally speaking, you can't say someone is a thief unless we have actually caught them in the act. A court of law has determined that's the case. A judgment has been issued to the fact that they are a thief. And then we can say, so-and-so is a thief. Otherwise, we are just throwing words at each other.
Brother, I am telling you, change the law.
You know,
excuse me, boss, I'm telling you, that is what Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to change. Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to change the law. That's it. To make sure that when you are caught on money, you don't. Elsewhere, even in Zimbabwe, if you are caught on people's money, you don't come back and walk around and tell people you are very.
In developed countries, it's true. If you're even suspected, you resign.
Zimbabwe,
step aside,
then
something happens.
Okay, Zimbabwe is also developed. Then, if you are caught in Zimbabwe and on corruption charges, you clean your name before you come back to work.
Yeah, that is supposed to be the ideal.
Okay, why haven't you used it as ideal?
The problem is. This is Kenya.
The problem is Ruto.
Yeah?
Be honest. The problem is Ruto from Tarubo in North Eldoret, North constituency.
How so?
Habitual violence, Stockholm violence maker who threatens people with violence and everything makes it politicizes everything. That's what Ruto does. Even now, look at his party, the UDA. Is politicizing. It doesn't care about women. It is saying, why are you killing the border? You know, you have seen all MPs shouting, even Wetangula, whose wife beats, the wife of Wetangula beats him every day. And unfortunately, he is also now, he is supporting it. He was talking about the border, beating a woman. You imagine your wife, and the Kones, take this, your wife, your daughter, your child, is just molested for an accident that she did not mean to do, and she's killed on the road. Would you not come back? What would you do if it was your mother?
That
if it was your wife?
No, nobody even wishes that.
Then you have some malcontents, political malcontents, turning this into a politicization of everything, populist ideas of Ruto. He's aware, but his party is populist on simple things because they oppose Uhuru Kenyatta. No, we shall defend Uhuru Kenyatta. Let the whistle blow. We are ready.
All right, let me switch gears and talk about something else. You know,
come to Azimio.
Azimio is having a declaration on March. Is it March this weekend?
Yes, we have garnered. We have garnered
officially. But let me talk about.
We have garnered Mount Kenya East.
Let me talk about an issue that has been making headlines.
You congratulate Azimio. It's garnered Mount Kenya East. Kiraitu Murungi is a force.
There will be
And
no
you cannot
congratulations
get
until after election.
you can't. You can't.
No, I
No,
don't think
the election of election of Kenya is already done. You can't have a fake man, Bonoko.
Have you considered what happens if you lose?
No, who? If we lose, shall we die because there was an election? How many elections have I seen? I've been voting in the United Kingdom.
I want to talk about the deputy president's visit to the US.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse
the
me,
DP
sir.
was in the US.
Excuse me, I have been voting in the United Kingdom for the Labour Party for almost 37 years.
Okay.
And I would still
That's
still
fine.
vote.
Let's switch gears about that.
Do you know, before you switch the border, do you know why I lost going to be a member of parliament in the House of Commons?
Why do you lose?
It's because of Zimbabwe. I stood up against Tony Blair. That's why I like this flag. That's why Emerson Mnangagwa, wherever he is in this country, wherever he is, will still look at this clip and know, yes, I'm talking the truth. In Brighton in 1998, I stood up, opposed Tony Blair, myself, single-handed. I said, don't put sanctions on this country. So I've been voting. I know what it is. I warned them, containment is better than sanctions. You put sanctions on a man who doesn't know English language like Sonko. He can't even fill one form to go to US. Now, what benefit will the Kenyans get? You sanctioned Sonko's daughter, Sonko's daughter, Sonko's son, Sonko's younger, 2 years old, and I say your children should never come to United States. What have you done to them? What have they done to you? Sanction the father, but you can't sanction the children and the wife. At times the wife sick, you can even sanction the wife if you want, but the children is not very good. I can't support sanctions. Yes, Sonko might have his own cases, but I cannot support sanctions where you sanction a younger man who has no right to defend himself. I'm an activist. I'm an international activist.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, and I'm not going to sit here and allow United States of America walk around the whole world dishing sanctions to people. The Zimbabweans are here listening. Zimbabweans should get, and we go to the ICJ. We want to table a big case there. We want to bring America to the scene. Let America tell us whether sanctions, why do they sanction other people? Are these diamonds theirs? Are the gold theirs?
It's very bold of you, Daktari. What if they sanction you?
To sanction me? What have I got?
And say, you cannot come here either.
No, I don't. I live in a state which is very good. I am not corrupt. Am I corrupt? Have you ever seen your uncle? I am your uncle. Have you ever seen me being corrupt?
I
don't need an American. I don't need American passport because the passport I have is bigger than America.
Okay, Daktari, let's talk about America.
Can I tell you? Excuse me.
Let's
say yes or no. The passport I have is bigger than America. America needs to come. Americans need to come here for
you are definitely
for sunshine. No, they need to
but let me ask you,
for
Daktari, so that we cover many things before our time is up. We were going to talk about the deputy president visit in the United States. A number of things came up from that visit when he was there. This is one of them. Let me just play a clip here, and then we have a discussion.
I'm waiting for the clip.
A bit of a trouble with that clip, but basically, generally, the clip I was about to play was the one about the deputy president talking about democracy being under attack here in Kenya, and alluding to, I think it's ready. All right, let's play that.
The biggest issue that is on the ballot is the democracy of our nation. and whether we truly have the opportunity to make free choices, devoid of blackmail, threats, and intimidation. That's a matter that is on the ballot, and that's a matter that many Kenyans, in fact, if you understand a bit of Kiswahili, that's what informs the current push by many Kenyans to say hatupangwingwi, meaning we want to make our choices without being choreographed or chaperoned or blackmailed or intimidated. We are also going to be making choices about our economy and the democratization of our economy. There is a feeling that our economy has been captured and curtailed and brokered and become exclusionist. And that's 30 years ago. The second item on the ballot is our political culture. We believe that our focus should be building institutions, institutionalizing our governance, institutionalizing our politics, institutionalizing our accountability, and institutionalizing all the oversight responsibilities and our progress.
All right, different clips there. One from Chatham in the UK and the other one from the US, basically alluding to the same things, you know. A couple of years ago, Daktari, that would have been Raila Odinga out there talking about, you know, democracy, talking about the rule of law, the processes of the election being free and fair, discussing matters to do with rigging. Basically, you know, telling the West things are not so good back here. The roles seem to have switched. We have the DP out there. I don't know, Raila Odinga is going to Chatham House next week. And I don't know what he will be saying there. We'll be curious to see the kind of things he says out there. But what strikes you as, you know, what happens when the shoe is on the other foot, Daktari? What strikes you the most about this?
First of all, I have a bond to queue with the directors of Chatham House. And I will be taking it up as a life member, a member who contributes his money annually. One, you cannot allow a corrupt person like Ruto to come and lecture about corruption when he has actually corruptly embezzled people's, allegedly, as you want to put allegedly.
It's allegedly,
so that
yes.
Yes, so that you are happy. Because if I say corruption,
so that we are
get
correct,
annoyed.
You know.
No, so that you are happy. Because if I say corruption, you'll be annoyed. I know you.
I will say that, you know, no, it has not been proven.
You are just laughing on top, but inside is your neighbor in Itaru. You are neighbors. And you have a problem with him being.
No, it's not. I don't know whether you have a problem. I need to say the record said there, Daktari. He is my neighbor.
No, you better say it.
He also has a right to a free and fair process like anybody else. But continue.
You come from the same constituency of Eldoret North. I know the geography very well. I was born much earlier than you. So we are your uncles. So keep it like that. But he's corrupt. He's corrupt. If you go to Google now, you have your phone, Google now, and they say corruption in Kenya. Ruto, the name jumps out.
Is that so?
Yes, you Google now, and tell the people if I'm wrong.
I'm going to Google now.
Corruption in Kenya. The Google, if you reach a stage where Google captures your corruption, where even machines, robots capture your corruption, then you go around and say you are a deputy president. Resign and go and work in your party. Formulate your party policies. If I were Dr. William Samoei Ruto, my friend, he should just resign. You see, I know you are not going to tell me the results.
I'm not. I'm not seeing what you're saying, but let's continue.
No, I know you can't.
I've seen something on the EACC
and the corruption. if you talk about the word corruption in Kenya, you can even.
I've not seen anything like that.
Who is the most corrupt man in Kenya? Ask Google. The name of His Excellency, the Deputy President, will jump out. It is sad.
That's not something, that's an allegation that has gone on. They will tell you even
it can be an allegation.
No, Dr. They'll tell you that has been said over and over again. And then there's two lines of thoughts that will come out. One, people say, number one, nobody has been convicted of corruption. The few people convicted of corruption have always been the small fish. People, I don't know, a PS here or there. We had an MP who was convicted of corruption as well. We've got some people in the different ministries. Nobody to the level of the deputy presidency, or even to the level of the president, or even to the level of ministers. That's one. Two, there is a thought that in Kenya, there is not a single person that can stand and be corrupt free. I mean, we have seen what has happened with governors, both from the Azimio side and from the UDA side. We have seen scandals that have touched on practically every politician in the country at one point or another. If we talk to if we bring in any politician's name, we can tell you a scandal associated with them. So people will say, in terms of that, it seems unfair to pick on a perception that one has of one and leave the rest. I mean, Daktari, you're looking at me, you're not too happy with that statement.
No, I am happy, but that you are messing yourself up when you know exactly who is corrupt. I am happy, and I'm watching you, and I hope the chairman is watching you upstairs, that you seem to be losing a point here. Let's get very clear. The most corrupt man here who has made other people suffer is Ruto. All these guys who have been sacked from their places, the general managers of KPLC, 11 of them, to the extent that Katero, Honorable Minister Katero said, do you know what he said? Oh my God, the whole Zambian team is dead. Corruption. You go, the records are there in DCI. Waruke. Look at the MPs surrounding His Excellency, the Deputy President, who have traveled to London. Can you go with Waiguru and parade her anywhere? You can only parade Waiguru for her being... I don't see even the beauty of Waiguru, actually. I'm sorry. The brownness. You can display her brownness, but her character is very dangerous.
Again, allegations.
They can be allegations, but she has been brought. If you are caught, you are brought and said, then you go and struggle. Are you not a thief? Are you not ashamed? In Britain, when they say you have stolen, you step aside and go. Go and try another thing. When will Africa learn to step aside? When will Ruto learn to step aside?
Maybe.
The Bazungu that Ruto was addressing in Chatham House, some of them are my good friends, professors who taught me political science. They were asking, David, you are in Nairobi. What is the situation there? Is this guy still a deputy president? I said, no, he has no party.
But how come, Daktari, how come right now we have, like, the shoes have changed? We've got Dr. William Ruto and his brigade talking about, electoral, how do you call it, malpractice, or an assumption of electoral malpractice that could happen in August, and talking about the fact that we need to have, electoral clarity on the voting process and what happens. And this used to be Raila Odinga's forte. Yet now, because Raila Odinga is probably, as you might say, maybe enjoying government support, he's quiet on electoral reforms. On the other hand, the guys who used to be quiet on electoral reforms are the ones shouting the loudest. What's wrong with us, really? How come we cannot all talk about electoral reform at the same time?
Let me tell you about the Kenyan elections. If you go back to our clips on this television station, what did I tell you?
You said we are not ready.
Yeah?
You said we are not ready.
I told you you are not ready. Up to now, the Electoral Commission of Kenya has not told us they cleaned the register. It is behind the law. It is the law that you clean the register 6 months.
Yeah, we're supposed to have done that. True. True.
So have you cleaned your register?
Not yet.
Do you know how many voters you have?
Not yet.
So you tell me, and then you are there going to West Petro that you are going to Tarbo to vote. You are going to vote to be beaten. Am I wrong?
But how come we are not collectively talking about helping them getting correct?
Let me make my point. You are collective. You are not collectively where?
Oh, as in as in opposition or government, pro this side, pro that side.
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta came up and said, stood up with Raila Amolo Odinga on this day, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And they said, oh my God, let's unite this country. The question you are asking now, one man from your neighborhood stood up and said no, despite the fact that he had been informed about the BBI, that he had even contributed the names of Mzee Sei and others to come on the committee. You would tell people who have not gone to school, but Matsanga, who went to school in the United Kingdom on Her Majesty's money. Yes, I struggled to get these papers. I did not buy them on the streets. You can't tell me a lie. He was there. A redemption strategy was the best thing for the Republic of Kenya before it goes to elections. A BBI was the best thing. Accountability, restitution, truth-telling, reparations, reconciliation leads to one big word called what? Am I teaching you now? One big word called what? No, healing.
Okay.
If you have healed, you can collectively go and say, IEBC is wrong. If you have healed, you can collectively go and say, corruption is very bad. If you have healed, you can condemn the borders together. If you are healed, you can say, our medicine has been stolen together. If you are healed, you can say, our roads are dirty together. If you are healed, you can say our students, our children in school are not having food together. But if you are not healed, you will never say the same. That's what Kenya is today. Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to heal you with Raila Odinga. Ruto came and said, and told the people, both sharp lawyers like Harvey and others, to go to court to block the BBI. We are now going to an election where two men have tough tongues. Tanga ya Ruto iko kali na tanga ya Raila is kali. Sikia mimi, msikie mimi nyenye wa Kenya. Siku moja mtasema mimi nilikuwa mtu mbaya, lakini mimi nawaambianga Kiswahili yangu ya Tanzania nilikuwa Msasani 78. Mimi niliona tabu sana, natoka barabara yangu kutoka mama yangu alizaa mimi, nimeshapata tabu juu kwa politics, bad politics. Ndio naona mimi kama nakuja hapa kwa televisheni yenyu, nakuja kuambia Wakenya mnisikie, mavurugano hapana kitu mzuri. I am simply saying in a nutshell, I have come from a background of conflict. My country has had half of its independence in conflict until we silenced the war in northern Uganda. Today, when I talk to you, I'm talking to you from a point of experience that you needed to do a BBI, building of bridges, before you go to these elections. But if you want to go to the election because you want power like a Ruto, you go in it. You will call me again. I am the one who went to ICC. Did you go to ICC? You yourself, you are even harassing me. Eh?
Now I was just asking questions.
You remember? You are harassing me with questions. You know, I am the only one in sub-Saharan Africa. I am the only one who stood firm and went to ICC, who has 21 applications. Show me one application from a Kenyan who was favoring Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. Show me. Show me. Nioneshe. You called me Ugandan. Was I born a refugee? If I knew I was going to be born a refugee, I would have told my mom, kill me. Today I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart. I am the only man on planet Earth who has opposed the ICC. I didn't know Uhuru Kenyatta. I didn't know Ruto. Ruto's lips were white. Whenever he could go stand in that dock, and this Ugandan came and said, no, these cases are not very good. These cases are bad because this Ugandan had been a victim in Uganda when Ocampo went to our country and tried to censor one side. The Bantu were left out, the Nilotics were taken to The Hague. That is how ICC works. International agencies are stupid. Can I say that word again? They are very stupid. They come too late, they do very little, they leave you trouble if you are not careful. Uhuru Kenyatta was simply saying, keep a legacy. Keep a legacy. Let's do reconciliation before we go to elections. Let's change a few things so that there's no loser, there's no winner. We have a nation called Kenya. You refused. Ruto refused. Now he's busy running around London, saying, oh, this, oh, that. What is he talking about? Even people are asking, what is it? Is he in the government or not in the government? He should have quit. If you have a problem with Uhuru Kenyatta and you are not being given your work, which the Constitution says, quit. Quit. Do you know the word spreading, the word quit? Maybe he doesn't know.
If you quit, then your opponent can really take advantage and squeeze you.
No. Uhuru Kenyatta is not vindictive like a Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta.
We would rather not quit.
No. Boss, Connect. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the son of Jomo Kenyatta, has a good heart. The things that Ruto has done, if it was Moi, Ruto would have gone to so many other places I don't want to tell you. Some presidents in Africa, even when you mention his name wrongly, you know one of them where you went as a journalist and you mentioned the name wrongly. You yourself, you ran back very fast.
I have a difficult time going there. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, there are presidents in Africa. Let me tell you, there are presidents in Africa. When you mention his name wrongly, and instead of mentioning it rightly, you are arrested. But look at the way Ruto has mentioned the president's name in bad light. Paid MPs to mention his name in bad light. Look at the patience Jomo Kenyatta's son has. Ruto would not be anywhere
Had them arrested.
His
He has
home
had them,
in Sungoi. By the way, Ruto's home. I went.
They would say there have been cases because of associating with the deputy president, that people have been arrested, their accounts have been frozen. Some of them have had
that is also hearsay. You do have evidence.
I can't believe you have used that. We are coming to the end.
Yes, I want to ask you. That's hearsay. You are saying, yes, it's a hearsay. Show me. Waruke stole the money. Waruke stole the money. Another thief from Mavira called Rigathi, we opening his lips. This one has 200 million on account. He can't account for 200 million shillings when some Kenyans sleep hungry. Some Kenyans sleep hungry. They don't have food. And you have 200 million shillings, which you cannot account for. Rubbish. And
well,
don't bring problem.
Our time has far gone. We need to close. So
yeah, it has gone. It has gone. But
I need to give you.
No, yes, tell the thieves. You can give me whatever seconds, but let me say my truth today. Tell the thieves, starting from Ruto, to return the money. Ruto went to the Archbishop of Canterbury. I am an Anglican. I'm going to London next week. I am a member of the Synod of Sadak Diocese. I'm going with Raila Odinga. I will be in the delegation. I'm going to tell the bishop, you have cast our house in Lambeth by bringing a thief, Zakayo, who did not come to repent.
Allegation.
Voila.
And you sound like Katuli.
No, I am saying you can call it allegation for disclaimer. Why don't you just use the English word? You know English, Shakespeare. Can I teach you?
Yes, yes.
It's called disclaimer.
Yeah, that's.
Don't say allegation.
That the things said here are not the.
Yes, and that is English language. That is English language. Did you? I don't know whether you got a distinction like me in English literature. I got a distinction number 2 in my O levels, and I read the books that you don't read today. And unfortunately for you, you read Makonde and Wakundipi. I read
Romeo and Juliet.
I read J.A. Bright. We grew with J.A. Bright. Ask Mnangagwa, ask all the people, all of us who went to school those days. Ask any president, ask Museveni, J.A. Bright. We are J.A. Bright. Our example, my certificate does not read Uganda Certificate of Education. Shut up. My certificate reads East African Certificate.
So as you finish
of education.
East African
as I finish. No, yes, East African Certificate. You did the Kenya Certificate of Education. Sasa wewe does not. Wewe na Ruto, you are the same. You are in the same category.
My brother. So
is what? No, you are in the same category. I wish you did the East African Certificate of Education like Matsanga.
Okay, I'm fine, Daktari.
We are the last people. We are the last people before.
What's your parting shot here, Daktari?
My parting shot is this. His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has done very well with the legacy. The legacy of His Excellency the President must continue. It will continue with a man who can unite this nation. On this day, 9th March 2020,